Good morning. Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio Network, a wholly owned subsidiary of Global Media Network, LLC. Educate, enlighten, entertain, mindfulness. And on this episode of Monday Tips, we're going to ask the money coach about 10 ways to survive our current administration's economy. It's written by Lynette Kathleen Cox, the money coach. Surviving in today's current America's market and economy has just gotten a lot trickier. Our stock market is tanking, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 index all posting their worst declines since 2020. And even if you're not involved in Wall Street, we're all caught up in the global tariff war. Inflation's on the rise, interest rates have been lowered, and unemployment is climbing due to massive federal layoffs. To top it all off, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has declared that tariffs will have a larger than expected impact, including lower economic growth and permanently higher prices. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're heading into a recession, and this affects everyone. Now, the person who wrote this says she understands our anxiety. When your retirement account loses 15% in a month, or your mortgage payment eats up more of your paycheck than ever before, it's okay to worry. But this is what she wants you to remember. While we can't control our current president's economic policies or the Federal Reserve's decisions, we absolutely can control our personal financial choices. And she says, as someone who once had $100,000 in credit card debt before turning her financial life around, she's learned that economic resilience isn't just about surviving tough times. It's about positioning yourself to thrive despite them. And that's what you, the listener, must keep in mind amid heightened volatility in our present economy. Each economic downturn creates both challenges and opportunities. Your job, listener, is to minimize the former and capitalize on the latter. Here are her 10 recommendations/tips for not just surviving our current economy, but potentially thriving during these turbulent economic times. Number one, prioritize what matters. Economic uncertainty has a way of clarifying what's truly important. Take this opportunity to distinguish between your needs and wants. That $12 daily lunch habit, maybe it's time to brown bag 3 days a week. The premium cable package with channels you rarely watch, consider streaming alternatives that cost a fraction of that price. I know of people who spend more than $500 monthly on subscription services, including some they barely use. By cutting back to only those that truly enhance their lives, they can free up money to bolster their emergency fund. Any cash saved would be working for them rather than draining their resources. Ask yourself this: does this expense truly align with my values and priorities? If not, it's a prime candidate for elimination. This isn't about deprivation. It's about intentional spending on what truly matters to you. 2, create a plan B. In today's economy, relying solely on a single income stream is like swimming in the middle of an ocean without a life jacket. What would happen if you lost your primary income source tomorrow? If that question sends a shiver down your spine, it's time to develop some alternatives. Your plan B might include a side hustle that could scale up if needed, marketable skills you can leverage for freelance work, a small business you build evenings and weekends, passive income streams from investments or digital products. Let's say you know bookkeeping. You might consider starting an online bookkeeping service for small businesses while keeping your corporate accounting job. If layoffs ever hit your company, you would be able to quickly transition your side business to full-time, possibly even increasing your income in the process. The same principle holds true for any side hustle you contemplate doing. The time to develop alternate income streams is before you need them, not after your primary source dries up. 3, strengthen your network. Your professional and personal connections are among your most valuable assets during economic uncertainty. In fact, they form a social capital that can prove just how valuable as financial capital when times gets tough. Start reconnecting with former colleagues, classmates, and mentors. Join industry groups, attend virtual conferences, and engage meaningfully on professional platforms. Don't wait until you need something to reach out. Build and nurture these relationships consistently. I've seen countless people land new opportunities not through job boards, but through their second or third degree connections. In fact, studies consistently show that between 60 and 80% of jobs are filled through networking rather than public postings. That's true now, during the weakness in our present economy, as well as when the economy is moving along like gangbusters. Remember, your network isn't just about finding your next job. It's about knowledge, sharing, emotional support, and discovering opportunities you never find on your own. 4, add safety nets during our economy. Think of safety nets as the financial shock absorbers that can help you weather inevitable economic bumps. In the current climate, I recommend building your emergency fund to cover 6 to 12 months of essential expenses, securing adequate insurance, health, life, disability, home, auto, creating a quote, what if, unquote, budget that cuts your current spending by 25 to 30%. Establish lines of credit while you still qualify for favorable terms. Many people make the mistake of waiting until a crisis hits to look for financial protection. By then, it's too late. The best time to add safety nets is when you don't think you need them. Remember that wisdom as you strive to shore up your finances in the months and years ahead of our present and potentially present economy. 5, improve your health. This might seem like an odd financial strategy, but consider this. Medical debt remains the leading cause of personal bankruptcy in America. Your health is quite literally your wealth. In unstable economic times, take proactive steps to maintain your physical and mental well-being. Don't skip preventive care visits. Manage chronic conditions proactively. Incorporate stress reduction practices into your daily routine. Focus on nutrition, sleep, and exercise, often the lowest cost health interventions with the highest returns. I know it's tempting to forgo insurance. However, try not to be a penny wise and a pound foolish, not just during our current economy, but always. You don't want to skip health insurance coverage or lose a job during this economic downturn and then have your health issues like chronic back pain flare up due to stress. Without insurance, you might avoid treatment until you literally can't get out of bed, resulting in emergency surgery that can cost tens of thousands of dollars. By investing in preventive care and stress management, you avoid both physical pain and financial devastation. 6, find freebies. Resourcefulness becomes a superpower during economic challenges. Start training yourself to ask, how can I get this for free or at a steep discount? From community events to library resources, from skill exchanges to corporate perks, our society is full of no cost and low cost alternatives to many paid services. Libraries offer free books, movies, music, and often free access to online learning platforms. Community colleges provide affordable member benefits, classes, and sometimes free workshops. Professional associations offer member benefits you may be underutilizing. Many credit cards and insurance policy include benefits most people never claim. The AARP is a great example. One year, my family saved over $1,000 by using our library's free access to streaming services, books, and digital magazines, instead of paying for individual subscription and buying books. More recently, my husband Earl and I have saved a bundle on travel insurance as we visit Panama, Mexico, and 6 countries in Africa. We were able to decline travel insurance offered by various airlines based on an annual international travel insurance policy we already paid for through another provider. Save more. When economic storm clouds gather, increase your savings rates becomes even more crucial. I recommend automating this process so you don't have to rely on your willpower. Increase your 401k contribution by 1 to 2%. Set up automatic transfer to purchases and save the difference. Use apps that round up purchases and save the difference. And consider taking advantage of series saving bonds, which are currently paying attractive rates that adjust with inflation. Even small increases matter. Someone earning $60,000 who increases their savings rate from 10 to 12% will accumulate an additional $86,000 over 2 years, assuming a 7% average return. The key is to make saving your default rather than something you do if there's money left over, because let's be honest, there really is money left over. 8, reduce debt. Debt creates financial fragility during economic downturns. While some debt, like an affordable mortgage, can be strategic, high interest consumer debt drains one's financial strength and resilience. So how do you do that? Start by listing all your debts with their interest rates. Attack the debt that bothers you the most by making minimum payments on everything else. Once that's eliminated, move to the next most bothersome obligation. This attack your pain point approach helps you stay motivated to stick to your debt payoff plan. If you're carrying balances on high interest credit cards, however, balance transfers often offers. In other words, look around for some cards. They're usually digitally produced and they tell you which ones are a good bargain. Go and get some help from artificial intelligence. It will help you, and choose the card that you can best do. I already did that by selecting Wells Fargo, and I'm paying off a large bank debt, and it made a big difference. Personal loans at lower interest rates to consolidate debt. Negotiate with creditors for better terms or hardship programs. Debt relief programs such as debt management plans or debt settlement, particularly as an alternative to bankruptcy. Now, if you remember her story, the lady who wrote the article, I paid off $100,000 in credit cards debt in 3 years while supporting a family. So I know it's not easy, but believe in yourself, stick with your plan, and you can make progress too, regardless of your starting point. 9, manage risk. Turbulent economic times require thoughtful risk management. This doesn't mean involving or avoiding all risks. That's impossible. Instead, try being strategic about which risks you take, especially since our current administration economy is likely to be punctuated by vast amounts of volatility and uncertainty. For investments, consider reviewing your asset allocation to ensure it matches your risk tolerance and time horizon. Diversified across different asset classes, sectors, and geographic regions. dollar cost averaging into the market rather than trying to time it. Maintain adequate insurance to protect against catastrophic risks. Many investors make the mistake of becoming too conservative during downturns, missing the eventual recovery. Others take excessive risks, trying to recoup losses quickly. Both approaches typically backfire. Remember Warren Buffett's advice, quote, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful, unquote. Market volatility often creates buying opportunities for those with cash reserves and the discipline to stick to their long-term plan. And number 10, be opportunistic. I know I've issued a lot of financial warnings here, but it's not going to be all doom and gloom during our present economy. Economic chaos and disruption create opportunities for those prepared to seize them. Keep your eyes open for investments selling at a discount to their intrinsic value, real estate opportunities in resilient markets, businesses for sale at attractive valuations, skill development that positions you for emerging opportunities. During the 2008 recession and the COVID-19 downturn, those who had cash available to invest in quality stocks saw their investments multiply several times over in that subsequent decade. Similarly, those who purchased homes in solid neighborhoods, as she and her husband did during the pandemic, bought during price dips and built substantial equity as markets recovered. But opportunities aren't just about investing money. They're also about investing in yourself. Skills like data analysis, digital marketing, cybersecurity, and healthcare specialties tend to remain in demand, even during downturns. Let me be direct. While the National Bureau of Economic Research is the official arbiter of recessions, the signs are clear that we will enter a recession soon. It's only a matter of time. Their current policies are accelerating this trajectory, but economic cycles happen regardless of who occupies the White House. Downturns are an inevitable part of capitalism. That's why the strategies I have outlined aren't just for surviving the current uncertainty. They're principles for building lasting financial resilience over the long term. Remember, economic challenges and changes are temporary, but the financial habits you develop during difficult times can benefit you for decades to come. By implementing these 10 strategies, these 10 tips, you'll not only weather the current storm occurring amid the present economy, but potentially find yourself in a stronger position when blue skies return. The most successful people don't just survive economic downturns. They use them as catalysts to reassess priorities, eliminate financial waste, and position yourself for an eventual recovery. And you can be one of them. So thank you very much for listening to the 10 daily tips that you can take to protect yourself in an economy that fluctuates. And you can listen to this audio or video all over again. Please go over to passionatworldtalkradio.com/blog, where information and a description of what we discussed today will be available there, plus a link to an audio, and we'll also provide you with a link to where the video can be found. This program, Daily Tips, is brought to you by Conscious Research Solutions. You can find us at passionatworldtalkradio.com/research made simple blog. Go take a look. It answers your pain questions about doing research or hiring somebody to do research for you. Also, while you're there, please sign up for a free 15-minute consultation and learn how you can do it yourself very easily. It's also supported by Flipping Out, How to Train Your Human, a tongue-in-cheek directional guide of how to learn how to use AI without really trying. AI is not here to do your thinking for you. AI is your secretary, your administrative assistant, your virtual assistant. Helps you with grammar, helps you with spelling, and it helps you rearrange some of your words that might just get lost in the process of explaining something. It's called communication. Check it out at passionatworldtalkradio.com/epic Envision XR. You can either buy the whole book or buy it chapter by chapter. Each chapter is put in a PDF. Check which ones you want, and then go over to the link, which is passionatworldtalkradio.com/epic truth. You can pay either with a credit card or through a QR code and PayPal, or address it to Passionate World Talk Radio, PWTR, where it has all this information that will help you get the best device you ever wanted. And if you want to continue hearing all the up-to-date and current news, what's happening in the wide world, taken from the studio of the BBC overseas, consider donation. passionatworldtalkradio.com/donation. Excuse me. Thank you very much and have a wonderful week.